Hey everybody, this is Andrew and welcome back to the Not the Greatest Attorney Chronicles. We are continuing the adventures of the Greatest Attorney. Day 2, Episode 4, Twisted Karma and His Lost Gold. Hold on a second, just give me a second. 1 second, just need to adjust the mic. Yeah, just a second. Let's check. Let's see. Alright, here we go. Sorry about it. I just need to. Okay, one more time. Hey everybody, this is Andrew, and welcome back to another Greatest Attorney to Resolve, or the Greatest Attorney Chronicles. This is episode 4, Twisted Karma and His Lost Bowl. In the last episode, we found out that Gregson is dead, and they accused Van Zee for it. Oh god. And now we learned that Asogi is going to be the prosecutor. Great! What else is new? But anyways, we're going to start this trial anyway. So, we're going to see who's going to be the new jurors and this whatever is going on. But anyways, without further ado, let's start the trial or let's resume the case. Okay. Second November, 8:55 a.m. The Old Bailey, defendant, chamber. There's the old familiar feeling again. The crushing pressure of this historical courthouse. Actually, no, it's a little different today. There's an even more menacing tension in the air. There is a menacing tension in the air here today, isn't it? Isn't there, I suppose? Yes, I think so. It can only be the result of the menacing appearance of the defendant. A little more courtesy, if you please. Oh my, I do apologize. However, you're certainly not mistaken that this trial is far from ordinary. What do you mean? I'm not privy with leaders, however, I understand that no jury had been. Oh! What? No jury to be selected. Oh god, at least I don't need to strain the voice. A trial without jury? What? What's with? Well, that's just like the trial of the professor 10 years ago. A close call. Good morning, my dear fellows. Mr. Holmes! Have you made note of my hair, Mr. Lawler? An outright victory of science, you must agree. To be perfectly honest, so much happened yesterday that, well, I completely forgotten about your little hair problem. I'm sorry. Ha! What do one man is a little hair problem? It's another day of drinking dubious potion after dubious potion. You have no idea how my stomach ails with me this morning. Oh dear, how awful to it. Yes, I have to take yes, I have to take number one for a long time, you see. Well, less than number two, but less for time on number two, but I'm afraid you only have yourself to blame, Mr. Holmes. And good morning to you, Mr. Reaper. I'm delighted to see you looking so full of them. And I see London's celebrated great detectives as active as ever. Oh, you exaggerated, my dear fellow. Compared to my public engagement with a few trivial cases, the Reaper overbearing presence is far greater deterring to the black roots of crime in our capital. And whilst I might not agree with your methods, there is at least one point on which I would readily commend you. One and all, and that would be your eye for a good lawyer, sir. Mr. Holmes! After all, behind this lawyer there is a very great mind, my own. What are you trying to say? I wish only to say that you should be prepared for quite a trial, Mr. Reaper. Sorry to barge in. Oh, sorry to bother you. Gina. Gina! What's on my arm? It's a morning band, I suppose. Oh. Father, shouldn't you be at the symposium? It's been postponed, so I have some free time. I decided to come along with the police inspector to see our country's up and coming student in action. I shall be very interested to see the fruits of your studies over the past year. Well, it's an honor to have you here. Let's hope there are some fruits to see. Otto. Oh, yes, Gina? Why do you agree to this, eh? Why did you take him on? This sweeper bloke. Everyone said it was him what killed the boss. I'm sorry, Gina, but I just don't believe that. Well, if it were for him, who was it? I don't know that yet. I don't care who called him what. The Reaper is just a name. He's just a person that unloved the day. And if it turns out it was him who killed the boss, then God help him. You know I'm sitting here, right? Furry eyes, indeed. Yes, the culprit deserves every ounce of your blood. At least there may be some solace to the deceased. Please, Otto. Get whoever did this for the boss. Oh, Gina. I had the feeling it's useless, but there's nothing I can do. So you gotta do fun. I would done this and make the wretch pay. Also the defense and the defendant. Court will be in season shortly. Make your way to the court at once, please. Alrighty then, here we go. It's time, Mr. Naruto. Lord Van Zeeks. One who lost his treasured brother to the mass murder. One who lost his treasured father in the foreign court of law. And one who lost the man who helped her escape destitution. All that misfortune, all that pain, on course to collide headlong in this trial. It's time to shine a light on all these dark events. And whatever truth is revealed, we're going to have to look it straight in the eye. November 9:20 a.m. the Old Bailey courtroom. Okay, so there's no jurors at all, so that's fine.
Another Majesty, I hereby declare this court being in session. We are here to conduct a fair and just trial for defendant Van Zeeks. Counsel of the defense and prosecution, are you ready to begin?
The defense is ready, my lord. The prosecution is more than ready. Oh, Kazuma-san. I've been wishing to see you in court again for so long. It feels... But I never pictured it happen like this. I never thought I'd be facing you behind the prosecution's bench.
The so-called Reaper of the Prairie have been discouraged like no other, undermining Her Majesty's justice system. Today we must uncover the truth behind this courage.
In other words, this trial is going to be a lot more far-reaching than Inspector Grayson's book.
The truth reveals that these proceedings may have unprecedented repercussions to the judiciary. Accordingly, they are to be conducted as a closed trial with no members of the public present. Good for you since the person voicing doesn't need to stretch his voice a lot. Anyways, by Her Majesty's direct order.
How would that go, my lord?
The burden of arbitration and adjudication falls on my shoulder. Therefore, as you say, the jurors' bench shall remain vacant today.
If no members of the public are present, what Perhaps was coming up by the gallery, my lord.
Ah, yes. There are members of the jury here to witness proceedings and ensure an equitable trial.
Members of the judiciary. This is very unusual trial already.
There is, of course, a now unprecedented aspect to these proceedings on which I must elaborate. The counsel for the prosecution and the defense are both aliens of Great Britain. Well, they're from Japan, yeah.
I believe it takes an outsider to see the truth sometimes, and I stand here in this court now, quite certain. This is the reason why I had to come to Britain. How's it?
Very well, let us commence proceedings. Prosecutors are sorry, your opponent statement, please, if you please.
Certainly, my lord. Yes, let's go. The incident took place on 1st November and just after 5 o'clock in the afternoon. The location was a building of flats on Francis Street on the outskirts of the city. The victim's body was discovered there in an old single-room rental property.
Yes, Inspector Tobias Grayson, a name known very well indeed to this courtroom with a lot of him eating fish and chips. Not least for his miraculous resolution of one of these Chris Grimm's dead case 10 years ago.
Professor Case, how sure are you about the time of the incident? Several witnesses on the street outside heard the gunshot and all have reported the same time. Yes, that's what Gina told us. There were a number of witnesses. I have here a plan of the room. The victim was found curled up in one corner. It believed that he was shot from front at the point blank range and died instantly.
As the range had been determined.
There were scorch marks around the entry wound. Such marks are caused by the gunpowder used to fire the bullet. But powder hot enough to leave scorch marks is only ejected a few inches beyond the end of the barrel. In other words, it only happens when the target is at point blank range.
I see, yes. Thank you for the detailed explanation, counsel.
The autopsy report had been entered in the court records. The murder weapon was found lying beside the victim.
And have you managed to assess the owner of this firearm?
No, my lord, not conclusively. Bravo has son for not trying to use the gun as evidence when its provenance can't be proved. Furthermore, my lord, as explained, the revolver was fired at extremely close range. The bullet passed through the victim and struck the wall behind him. There is a candelabra mounted on the wall, and the tip of one of the candles was in it was found to have been blown off by the projectile. You noticed that too, didn't you? Yes, that's right.
Thank you for the thorough court report, counsel. The setting of the crime is clear to me. We will submit the plan of the crime scene as evidence, please.
As you wish, my lord. The crime scene.
Is this Francis Street room in Inspector Grayson's private abode?
No, my lord. The room is rented to a Mr. Hugh Boone. But there is a precious lot of furniture inside, and it is generally in a poor state of repair. So what on earth was Gregson even doing there? Possibly he was investigating some case on. When the policeman was informed of the gunshot from the witnesses at the rushes to the scene, he found only the deceased inspector and the accused standing alongside, holding the revolver. The attending officer arrested the accused on the spot.
So, the details of the case are clear.
In that case, the prosecution would like to call its first witness.
A name, please, counsel.
Naturally, the accused himself. Lord Van Zeeks? As the prosecutor, he believes in the oath of office he is taken and will be compelled to tell the truth.
Very well. Let the defendant take the witness stand. Okay, let's see. Hi, Van Zeeks.
So, witness, state your name and occupation for the courtroom, even though we know who you are. Sherlock Van Zeeks, Old Bailey prosecutor.
I presume, Lord Van Zeeks, that you heard prosecutors Ahsoka's opening persist.
I did.
It is alleged that you were found at the scene of the crime, and that you were arrested by the arriving police officer. Can you confirm this?
Yes, my lord. Then I'm sure that the court would like to hear you explain some things away. Namely, why were you there at the room on Francis Street at the time in question? And what exactly took place? I tend to explain away nothing. I will simply tell the truth.
I must say, Lord Van Zeeks, I never imagined this day would come. Or rather, I didn't want to imagine that you would come. But since you became known as the Reaper, a part of me had been dreading it. You know how long it takes? Oh, you know what, never mind. Your former testimony then witness. Oh God, at least I don't need to do with the jurors.
I was investigating drugs, and my inquiry had led me to the address. When I first entered the room that day, it was dark inside and saw no one. A moment later, I heard the gunshot. I spun around and saw the revolver on the floor. Just as I picked the firearm up to examine it, the door flew open and I heard a man scream. It was only then that the body of Inspector Grayson appears before me. That testimony was the whole truth? It was. So, you heard a shot being fired in a room with no living occupants. And moments later, the corpse somehow appeared before your eyes, is that it? You're right, you haven't explained away anything. In fact, that would be very qualified as an excuse. I thought you were my mute apprentice. Yet it turns out that you have a way of words, Prosecutor Sergey. Hey, I learned that from you.
Anyways, it would appear to be a singular deal indeed.
Singular isn't the word, it's laughable. I'm sorry that I picked him as a witness since I don't think... What's going on, Sergey? He's not behaving like himself at all.
Anyways, very well done. Counsel, you may begin your cross-examination.
Yes, my lord. I have a feeling I might not gonna get anywhere further, so let's try pressing the whole thing and see how it goes.
Hold it!
You were investigating the inspector. What? What for? I'm not at the liberty to say. Sorry? I identified a distinct possibility that Grayson was involved in the case I was investigating. Regrettably though, he was killed before I could secure the proof I needed.
Is the court to understand that the day on the day in question you followed the victim to the scene?
No, I was privy to his movements in advance. How? I stole into his office in the yard and consulted his diary. The address of Francis was noted in the 5 PM entry. You illegally entered the man's office. In Japan, that alone would constitute a very serious offense.
And yes, it does intrigue me. I saw you. It is not the case, Lord Van Zeeks. But seriously, how the hell did you manage to get inside them in the first place?
I was aware of the possibility of consequences. So in summary, you were investigating the victim, and yet you refused to tell the court why? I didn't realize British prosecutors enjoy such freedom to choose what to divulge under oath. Why do I even think I could defend this man? When I first entered the room that day, it was dark inside, so no one.
Hold it!
Have you ever been to the address before? No, never. I only learned of the place as a result of my investigation into Gregson's activities. There was no light inside when I entered, so it was all but impossible to make out anything. But at 5 p.m., the sun would only just have gone down. It would still have been reasonably lights out. The room had a window, but it was boarded shut. Very little light found its way into the room from outside, so it was extremely murky inside. I wouldn't have noticed if the victim was already lying on the floor. There was no artificial light in the room, you say? You're quite sure? I'm quite sure that the part of the room where the body was found was very dark. I have a feeling there was a small oil lamp burning on the desk, though I couldn't say for certain. Hello, Mr. Haru. There is a small desk in the room just here. Yes, I remember. And there was an oil lamp on it, as well as the frame photograph. When I entered the room, I closed the door behind me and started towards the desk to investigate. And what did you find? Nothing. I never actually reached the desk.
Hold it!
So, who fired the gun? I have no idea. I didn't see anybody else in the room. But you said it was dark in there. Yes, that's right. All I can tell you is I didn't sense another's presence. Then could it be that the gunshot actually originated from somewhere else outside the room? No, that's out of the question. Oh? Without doubt, the sound emanated from inside the room. I could smell the gunpowder. This is going to go from bad to worse. God damn it. Then you said at the point at which you noticed the revolver on the floor. Correct. And I foolishly picked it up. There was carelessness on my part. I plead my forgiveness for doing that. Presumably then, the gunshot you heard came from the firearm that you somehow hastily took in your hands. In point of fact, I believe it did not. What? The barrel of the revolver I picked up was cold, and there was no smell of spent powder. But then, where on earth is that gun that was fired? Whilst I would like to oblige to you with an answer, I'm afraid I can't. I too would really like to know that. Just as I picked up.
Hold it!
A man, you say. One of the witnesses, I presume? That's right. One of the street merchants who were walking on Francis Street.
Who are these merchants?
A number of them had set up their stalls directly beneath the border window of the crime scene. A masked seller, a newsmonger, and a peddler. They all given statements saying they heard a gunshot, and without thought of danger, they ran inside to see what had happened. Yes, Gina told us about that yesterday, didn't she? They burst through the door with some force, it would seem. They did, and almost gave me a heart attack in the process. But you're supposed to be the reaper. The first man coming immediately noticed the revolver in my hand and fled. A policeman patrolling on Francis Street heard the commotion and was able to arrest the accused shortly after the incident occurred. Anyways, the man's scream drew my attention in that direction.
Hold it!
What did you mean by that? In what way did the body appear? I honestly can't explain it, but it's the truth. As far as I was concerned, the body hadn't been there until the black white, and then suddenly there it was. Did you perhaps heard the sound of the victim falling to the ground just beforehand? At that moment, what I heard was the sound of the door flying open and the scream of the man who came inside first, nothing more. I see. After the man fled, I examined the body. I was stunned to find that it was Gregson.
Most circumstances indeed.
how the inspector was killed and how these bodies seem to appear out of nowhere, I have no idea.
Objection!
Surely the court has heard enough. My lord, the cross-examination has clearly revealed that the accused, Baron von Zix, is lying on multiple fronts. What is that supposed to mean?
Good gracious, counsel. The defendant is lying, sir.
In his testimony just now, he claimed that he failed to notice the victim's body because the room was dark. That's correct? No, that's impossible. As proven by this candle. What has that proven? If you examine the tip of the long candle, you can see it has been blown by a powerful impact.
Almost assume that the projectile from the fire passed through the victim and struck the candle.
The problem comes when you consider the other two candles, which are clearly of a different length.
Yes, I can see only the candle that appears to have been struck by a bullet is long.
Who would reasonably expect someone to have lit all three candles together, which begs the question of why only one has ended up longer than the other. That must be because the particular candle was extinguished when the others were still burning. That's right, when the candle was hit by the bullet, it obviously went, but the other two would have still been burned, so the fact is, the victim's body would have been illuminated by the light still thrown by the conundrum, and the accused claimed that he couldn't see the blood. Clearly contradicted by those facts. And now, to the next line. There's more? The accused also claimed never to have visited the scene of the crime. That's true. In the almost empty room, the police discovered something very unusual. The cloth covered top to bottom in police documents and newspaper cuttings. Yes, that's right. We saw that too. It goes without saying that the contents of the police documents cannot be divulged. However, they include a number of reports from various historical cases, the oldest from which was from 10 years ago. 10 years ago, this is starting to sound familiar. There is a common thread linking to all of the documents on that.
Indeed, what? Indeed? What's the common thread, counsel?
They all related to the case prosecuted in this company Marathon seats. All of them? And furthermore, all those cases are ones in which the defendant was acquitted.
Good lord!
Interestingly, none of those defendants are alive today, because all of them have been sent to the graves by the Reaper. Oh no. In short, that dingy little room is the Reaper's secret hideout and his base of operation. The Reaper's hideout? And yet the Reaper would claim never to have been to his own secret hideout. No one would believe that. No, the truth is, we've been looking at his backwards.
Backwards? Explain, counsel.
Inspector Grayson was investigating the identity of the Reaper. While he discovered the location of the man's secret hideout, he was killed, as I'm sure everyone can imagine, by the Reaper's hand. What? What? Ouch! How?
Order! Very well, I hereby state that the current occupants of the court, Narvazik is an outstanding prosecutor who had rendered great service to his country. Moreover, it is with deep regret that I must concur with prosecutor Osogo's contentions that the defendant's testimony exhibited a number of stark inconsistencies with the known facts.
all I've done is state the truth as I know. Cosmo's done a brilliant job as ever. He's drawing out on his experience as a defense attorney to build his prosecution's case, and is formidable.
Counsel, you will submit the report that you have shown to the court as evidence. I believe is to fundamentally establish the facts surrounding to the Reaper's existence.
Thank you, my lord. The notice both and now the prosecution would like to call new witness to the stand. Hold on a second. For that. Yes. There are details about the whole rough cases dating back years on. The paper from 10 years ago is rounding with AG look. Out of interest, the most recent thing appears to be the newspaper cutting. Oh, it's the same red-headed league advertisement that Mr. Holmes had picked out. And do you remember, there was a red hairpiece at the scene too. Was it really Grayson at the exponent of the red-headed league then? Huh, how coincident. Anyway, hey guys, for those who are watching, if you like this stream, this will later be uploaded on YouTube, and if you like it, give a like and subscribe. Yes. Hello. Oh, what's this? Mr. Nahada, look. Oh yes, it's a smudge that's of some kind. It's like, it looks like a handprint. And the color, that's blood, isn't it? Oh dear, how disturbing. I see nothing. Okay. Can't see photos. Okay. Witnesses who saw the event unfold the day in question. They were mentioned in the previous customer too, if you remember. Yes, the street sellers who heard the gunshot and were when running into the room.
Very well done. Lead the witnesses in. The defendant may step down from the witness stand.
Certainly, my lord. Oh, hello. Beppo, what the hell are you doing here? So, witnesses, state your name and occupation for the court. Wait, I recognize this. Oh, it's Hugh Boone. Yeah, I actually read the Sherlock Holmes novel. I actually read the Sherlock Holmes short story or something. That the man with the twisted lip. If anything, I can assure you that this is actually Hugh Boone, and it could be, and it's also Daley Vigil. We're gonna bring this guy in, don't we? anyways, hold on. Now, how do I give you for this?
Legs? We don't use legs. Fall for $50 like this.
We just free musicians, so what we like will live what we are. We want to live.
I get them off the vacant stairs before I come down from my husband's paperwork and then the votes from there.
Seriously, this is Beppo, right? The guy who in the third case from the first Ace Great Ace Attorney game. So I'm assuming that because of the whole omnibus incident, that they lost their jobs. This guy got fired, while juror number 5 is working as a porter. This guy is working as homeless. Oh god.
Would I be right in assuming that all three of you make your living by selling words on the streets? Hey, calling gossip. I said just a little tidbit to pasteurize, you know.
Jaunty little tidbits.
Got any obsolete specials on you, sir? Like on your geniuses. 6 princes, the starting price, not the penny less.
Wait, you're actually trying to sell it to me now in the very courtroom? I mean, is it illegal?
Oh, come on, sir. Don't tell me you're not interested. You just say, come on, when did we could leave him?
Spider-Man. Give him the money and see what it is.
Spider-Man, console. Sorry, I'm too broke for it.
Alright, 6 pence it is. God. Hey, Jazz, why don't you pay it for me?
Oh, don't worry, I'll pay you back later, but just pay the man. I got it, so. I got it. Necessary on. Just reading this. A young couple on Celeste Street had just twins.
You know. Is that it? Do you mean to tell me I pay you sixpence for nothing?
No, that's not it. Disgusting, isn't it? It was a threat, but I did it up to you. After you and your curse, I can allow you to just one. This was 6% if you curse.
Well, at least can you give me breakfast is not the norm. My inquiry is yes, but what's going on just under that big fat bottom lip of yours? Namely that unusual bruise on whatever is that poking out of under your collar. Anyways, moving on to the next witness before more shenanigans happen. What up the next witness? What name do you go by and what do you sell? Me, I'm Venus. That's what they call me. Funny in it. Venus de Milo. Oops! Firecrackers? I sell these lovely fireworks for all the local school kids. 6 it's a box, what do you say? You weren't exaggerating with little. Do you like to sell? Oh yes, the second years can't get enough my Venus firecrackers is good. I mean, I don't know if they're bullies, but oh well. Especially when I tell them they get, if they get 100, they could blow up the school and they don't need to do homeworks.
Not double savory of ideas, young lady. I mean, that thing records awesome and more woes to the parents.
What do you say then, eh? Wanna punt the sixpence of a pop? What? You wanted me to buy one like... Tell you what, I'll let you in on this little secret. You get 100, you could blow up the whole courtroom.
I prefer you don't do that. Try the woman. No, you shut it.
Give her the money and see if she's right.
Whatever, pay the woman counsel. But if you blow the courtroom out, I have to sue you for it.
Hey! Alright. I'll buy one. God, come on. Can you just pay me the 12 pences? Let me start right then. This is something a bit extra just for you. The Venus special, only 600 piece, and says fire in a hole. What the 600? It's 100 of my regular fireworks. Nothing little about that, isn't it? And there'll be nothing little about the punishment if I blew up the open thing.
Don't do that, Lord. Boss. Counsel, please don't bomb the place. Hey, don't want that.
No, I'm just checking. Come on. Have you had any idea? An idea, Miss Audrey? You started saying at the end of this thing on firework. Sorry, it's just that this is the Venus special. I was wondering what 600 pences worth of fireworks would sound like. Shall we find out? What? But she said we'll blow up the courtroom. Alright, that was a fairly sizable bang. My ears are still ringing, Miss Laura. It sounded almost exactly like a gun. Yeah, so a gunshot. Okay. Okay, moving on. And the last witness. What name do you go by and what do you say?
Therefore the subtle. Therefore I am therefore a dick. Because I'm standing on the streets, watching the world go about me becoming the observator. Get on, oh man. I will call you sandwich and you do it.
So, you don't want to just sell anything?
Shares is a proper half business. I will give advice and do think about what it means. Say hot actions, actual news. I think something was I can't read. Hot actual. I don't deserve and no come to think of it.
Pity. No more purchase today, please. I am not paying for 6 pence. You pay it.
Well, we have a conceal it seems.
They conduct their business on Francis Street from morning until night, my lord. And not all is in the same place, directly adjacent to the crime scene.
I see, and thus they have heard the gunshot, I suppose.
Not only that, but they very bravely ran to see what was going on in Victor's crimes.
Well, as you figured, I just thought just between us.
Goodness me, my lord, what am I to do? What did I just said that.
What did I do with the Lord? If all what we see the light showed up, you know, us, it is something to do. Okay, I will. Oh God, we'll hold all the photos of all the three witnesses now. You will describe in detail what you witnesses have heard at all time of the incident. God, when I mean cause, I did not even expect this tree.
Anyways, let's start.
These are the hurt me of substances she did. I think about for the moment they went in the building.
It was less than a minute after the Uber had gone inside that we heard a big bang.
Seems to be the day that I'm going to talk this quick to walk. Gossip's good a way to go in to see what happened. I entered the room and there was with a gun in hand standing over the dead body. Oh.
These skills said happened to me, so I ran to find a copper. If these witnesses were there the whole day and saw everything, who did they see going inside the building? Only the victim, Inspector Grayson, and the accused, Paragraph 16.
I see pictures of the report in the paper. I know how odd he looks like. Just receive us folk love stories like this and make me sound a tiny sum already.
Oh wait, the room was just one of the several flats in the building. Someone from another flat could have done it. All those flats on Francis are cooked by sorry. Of course they are. Sorry.
Of course they are. This small down building and expensively built.
The rooms in which the inspector was found is the only property in the building that is currently reached. We know the least for the man named Boone is Hugh Boone, or the guy standing there is pretending to be gossip.
Though somebody at the corner just here would appear to be made a little bit down. Well, I'm not so sure. If you come to the street, you can see how anyone other than the defendant could have committed a crime.
No. Thank you for your candor, my lord.
Counsel for the defense, you may proceed to the causes of the witnesses.
Yes, my lord. In a close court like this without a juror, the judge is the only person whose opinion matters, and I'm glad otherwise we're going to have another summation examination, which I do not want to go through that again. Although I like to hear some hilarious words, but I have to break it down to this estimate somehow. Okay, cross-examination. So the whole thing's done. Okay, let's try this. Hold it! When you say they, what do you mean exactly? Inspector Grayson and the defendant Lord Van Zeeks?
I suppose so. The likes of us do know the name of this highly and mighty. I'll tell you one thing. He was the only people that went in last. That was so uncertain.
Let's go to Inspector Grayson. Did they arrive at the same time as each other?
No, not at all. The first fella must have gone inside a good 15 minutes before we heard a gunshot.
The victim arrived 15 minutes before. Are you sure about that?
I'm sure. Does it seem like that I have forgotten a fellow with a bright red hair like that, does it?
Yeah, his hair is very red, redder than my flaming fireworks.
Not furry. Red map still burns on the ends of my eyelid. It seems.
Wait a minute. You're saying that the man was a red-headed?
Would you listening, chap? You were too red. And the other big, strong good feet as well.
Inspector Grayson's hair isn't red. Not by any stretch by imagination. It seems that the person you saw wasn't in fact Inspector Garrison at all, but some other third party. No, I hate to break it to you, but there's witnesses of crime. What? Let's have a look at this photograph of the victim taken in the scene. Yes, that's Inspector Gregson, alright. And a redhead piece. Ah, of course. We saw the one on the floor when we investigated the scene, didn't we? I still refuse to believe Inspector Gregson wore a hair pistol. So then why on earth would we have been wearing something like that?
The color does seem to set the man on, might say. The photograph will be submitted as evidence, please, counsel.
What will become the trunk that the redheaded victim was supposedly carrying? I was informed that no trunk was found at sea, so it just disappeared.
What? Do you like us to have you watching the video every second, do you?
We definitely saw him in the dock going the whole question. How about that? Hold on, I want to check first. Okay, so why is there wearing the thing? Okay, now. Okay, just for comical purpose. Hold it! I just want to see what happens if I go pressing the other witnesses. What's up with this guy? Excuse me! Mr. Sandwich, do you happen to have something to fill us with?
Well, but most of us was set up to people and that they bothered by the signposts.
Sorry?
This means the signposts are nothing more than mindless people if you think about it.
Perhaps mindless about philosophy and mind more about proceeding.
I'm sorry.
Okay, take two. Hold it! Excuse me! Oh, Miss Venus, what do you say? I say that will be 600 pennies. The bother. Sorry. And my bank street whenever anyone comes along. Well, that isn't translated. This is the cotton. This miser. Ow! Fuck! Did you just throw a tick at me? Hold it! Okay, just want to skip to. Excuse me! That's right. Mr. Gossip, do you have something to say?
I just but your timing so big. I just got the window to sit there and right for your sneakers. You don't want to let everyone else see what you can do, and this is all I ask.
Maybe a try prosecutor has anything to say?
No!
I don't want your gossip. I don't want your gossip. This is gonna hold on. But you make me pay for that! Whatever. Okay. Hold it! Which presumably you mean the gunshot. I sell these little things, don't I? How would I know what gunshot sounds like? But I always thought it probably sounded a bit like this, doesn't it? And you say you heard the noise almost as soon as you saw the defendant here entering the building. That's right, it was almost straight away. Bang! It went just like that.
Well, he's doing it, is it? Is it? It would have been because it's fight a company, whatever you call that thing. When are people allowed? People go allowed to be glad. I mean, those are the guys, is it?
I think we get the message. The Reaper couldn't allow the inspector to live until they discovered his secret item. There can be no clever motive for the crime.
Yes. It's certainly an imminent kind of motive.
Great! So, at that point, you ran inside, is it correct?
She said to me,
Hold it! So, when Gossip ran to see what had happened, did you go into?
Well, I really happen to see all the sides there. I can't prove.
Sorry. Sorry, I keep voicing Gossip on that thing, but sorry.
I have been happening all the sides of the can't.
You were way behind, especially with that sandwich board around your neck and big sign in your hand. What a great holding you have. Pardon me for asking, Mr. Sandwich, but is it possible you are I mean by the name of Peppo? Peppo?
I'm not under the sign of what made me who I am now. I did not work at the Omniplots, but I signed them for I am. I did not get myself fired.
So you weren't employed but Robert. Thank you.
Shit.
Is I might be mistaken, but I believe his trembling has intensified this order.
Please don't screw my life.
Yeah, I agree. He's clearly been through a lot. Yeah, I don't blame you because I don't blame him because he's the one who pocketed the 1 pence charging people extra dollars or something like that, which the boss got pissed off and probably got himself fired. Then again, I can't say for the boss because I think the omnibus kinda got screwed.
Turn down King Henry's stairs on the big black widow's arms is just there.
Oh dear, you make him hide behind his sign. Life is so full of surprises. God.
Hold it!
So then you were the first person to arrive at 6, is that right?
That's right. Kick the door open at the position and yell out, "What the fuck is going on here?"
Lord Bensley's claimed to hear all the man scream though. And it was dark inside the room.
No, not that. There was a cannonball on the wall.
Really?
And there was a faded corpse on the floor. Ridiculous.
Just ridiculous.
It's a photo and those where they got inside.
I see. Even though Lord Danzig's claimed not to have seen anyone like such lights on the wall. Just for a little side note, I'm sorry if I had to make the gossipers voice like that. I just have to I know I could speak normally, but this one is just for kicks. Sorry about it, just... You get it. Yeah, no, moving on, sorry.
Listen, someone standing right next to me beside the body.
Accused by all the Zeeks.
That's right, the pale face for himself. I was a little shocked, I won't deny, but no little live coward. I stood my ground, gave the Reaper a cold hearted stare of myself.
Hey! Oh shit! And was there anyone else in the room at the time? Oh shit. Oh well. I'll comment next time, but just like usual, later.
No, of course not first. But then this Steve came up riding along behind me, of course, only he might. I can't understand so this kitty magic, especially on the way up.
And you couldn't have just failed to see someone?
It was something ugly in there, I grant you. But there were candles on the wall and the lamp on the table. I wanted to think anyone could find it behind it. We are not nice.
Okay.
Hold it!
Okay. Let's move to the... Skip. Oh yeah, I almost forgot something. Just give me a second. Let's see. I know I got some options here. Just give me a second. I forgot I can do this thing. Okay. What I'm supposed to do is settings. You know what? Never mind. Let's just continue, shall we? Just between us. It's the first thing I noticed. Hold on. Excuse me! Do you have something to add, Mr. Sandwich, aka Beppo?
There's really nothing to be emptied in the head. I am just two slices of a needle. So I do not know what you could want with me.
I think that maybe you just remember something. Maybe you must have got the last statement, I mean.
What I was thinking is, well, nothing really. We'll try to dress ourselves up as something else, but at the end of the day, we're all just street sellers.
That's enough. That's enough for you, all sandwich. Take a drop shot now. I thought you want us to make you into a real sandwich.
He was sort of people. He fell clean over his backsides like a little worse.
That's it. Oh, you rotten beggar! I told you you keep that a secret.
What? He screamed, did he? He screamed like a little bitch. He did. He screamed and screamed, but on all parts. That's what I wanted to say. I mean, you just.
Mr. Gus, is that true? Oh, the floor is dead. Well, the floor is dead slippery, that's why. And no, I did not want quite a little bitch. Planted my hand in a pool of blood. Ugh, didn't I? Yuck. What? A pool of blood? But listen, Jeff. Even when I was born on the floor, I still giving the Reaper a cold hard stare, and don't you forget. Let's just go back a little. You just think you put blood in your hand? I did. Happened to the best of us at the time, does it? So much gas, so I slipped over. You can't be doing that, Sammy. No, Mr. Gossip. I'm going to have you ask you to add your information to your former testimony. Oh, you might rest. What? Oh, yeah, that board thing. Okay, time to.
Where's those one man? This testimony included a former detailed once.
I'm not sure where we're going this. Oh, you're gonna see. Step over and got blood on my hands and pick me my paw. Just before I... Hold it! Oh, sorry. Shit. No. You wipe your hand on the floor.
Well, who wants the blood on the head? The blue stuff, and they might be the and dandy.
No, that. And you didn't think that it might be a problem.
Doesn't mean that you got a big pampers on the floor. They're dicking on me now, and they
don't make such a fuss. That's been a message for us. Is something wrong, Counsel? No, my lord, I didn't remember anything about a bloody handprint on the floor, that's all.
Don't come at me and you can intimidate me. You know what I do. I won't be on the floor yet.
I wonder. Exactly what happened. Startled, I don't have an answer yet, but I think we may have just uncovered a vital clue. Yeah. Before that... Oh, shit. There we go. Okay, just save this thing first. Just in case I make a jackass mistake. Okay, there's one thing we can't present right now, is this board here. Hey, I got a question. Is this yours? Objection! Okay, there we go. So you wipe your blood from your hand on the floor of the room? And you quite sure about that?
Well, what does you expect me to have demanded? That's a very...
Objection! The police found no such handprint on the floor during the investigation. What exactly this defense... Objection! If you listen, you'll find out. Prosecutor Asogi. Certainly, there was no bloody handprint found on the floor. What are you trying to say? There was a handprint in blood left in very clearly at the scene. On the back of this notice board.
Oh yes, indeed. Indisputing I had been on a distinctive cloud of blood. You're dead right. That's like my dad. I know the runway. How did...
Objection! The witness is definitely testified that he wiped his hand on the floor. Any handprint on the backboard are irrelevant. Objection! Not if the board itself had fallen over onto the floor. In that case, it's quite possible for the witness' handprint to have ended up there. Just look at the floor plan on the room. The notice board was in the opposite corner of the room to the victim, in an upright position. Even it had somehow been toppled and was lying on the floor at the time, it would have been a considerable distance from the body.
I fell over when I came across the body, so I was basically right next to the corpse, not on the other side of the room, okay?
In other words, defense assertion is contradictory. Yes, it is. There is a very definitive contradiction here, for which there must be a reason.
I'll take it from
I'm sorry.
I'll take it from a proper hypothesis is concerned. Regarding this apparent discrepancy between the witness's account and the handprint found at the scene.
I have, my lord. This discrepancy between the witness account and the location at the handprint is explained by the board moving. The real contradiction here is the handprint itself, not where it was found. As the court can see, it's upside down.
Good gracious, so it is! If the witness had put this hand against the board, the finger should be pointing upwards.
What does that tell us? It tells one simple fact. When this handprint was made, the ball must have been lying down on the floor as I previously suggested, which means after the incident, it must have been moved. What? Objection! You're claiming that somebody had moved the notice board after the shooting. Then tell the cop who. I don't know exactly that, but the point is, when you consider all the testimony we heard so far, we can now be very clear.
And that would be
the position of the notice board at the time of the incident, my lord.
So, counsel, I must ask you to clarify your assertion for the court. At the time of the incident, where do you maintain the notice board was situated?
I say here, the left of it. Take that! This is the only possible location.
Immediately ejected to the doorway.
If the court would think back on the testimony given by the defendant earlier, he said that when he entered the room, it was dark. He couldn't see the body. Dragging! If the notice board had been here, the body would have been completely hidden from view, and the light from the candle would have been blocked. making the room appear.
Objection!
But the accused also claimed that the victim's body simply appeared before him. That's true. Or, in his precise words, just as I picked the firearm to examine, the door flew open and I heard a man scream. It was only then the body of Inspector Gregson appeared before me.
I don't know about Holly investigation, but you're talking about me. I'm not mistaken. I'm not the one who screamed like a little bit, okay? Just as he was. Me would have kicked the door open. Boom! Yeah!
If you look again at the floor plan, consider what would happen if the door to the room was thrown open with force. That cut. The door struck in the notice board, knocking it over and making the victim's body visible.
Good gracious.
My client had told nothing about the truth. He had simply described what he saw. Urgh.
Order. Counsel, how has this not come to light before?
After this incident, somebody must have frightened the body and moved it into the position where the police, myself, and my colleague saw it when we were investigating the room.
What do you say for yourself? Me, my lord.
You and your fellows at the scene before anyone else. I goes to say that you must know something about the position notice.
The witnesses in the stand will testify again. You will each explain exactly what you did upon arriving at the scene of the crime. Stop looking your glasses at me. I get the message. I'm twisting my body. It's not a very good yoga, okay? So
Mystery of moving the.
I tell you what, I noticed, but I just wipe my hands and all that.
Hey, don't look at me. I haven't even thought about it. I was doing business some 7 years at the time.
I don't know how to do about it. I'm just the bison of me. I'm the son of the crossword of life.
What's really about that? You got a face that's green. God!
I can't see how to change anything anymore. The system does when you have the guns on. So none of you can elaborate further.
Shaken by the crimes they witnessed and with the only light of a few candles and an oil lamp by which see, we can't expect these witnesses to be able to give a more precise account of what happened. That's right, yeah. You don't pay to expect too much.
Last month's ends was one knowledge that the shiny word of I think.
You really... In any case, as this testimony shows, even if the notice board was moved by somebody following the incident, it makes no difference. When the gunshot rang, the accused was the only person at the scene. In short, the only person who could possibly have committed this crime is Baron Van Zietz. None of this wrangling over the board changes this simple fact.
Quite so. Does this defense wish to cross-examine witnesses despite the circumstances?
Most certainly, my lord.
Very well, then you may proceed, counsel. Okay,
Now I'm trying to think of... I don't think I can see anywhere. I don't know anything about this.
Hold it!
This one? This. So you admit that was the board you wiped your bloody hand?
A little, as to admit, is that a plain idea and I see a smashing fit to my right hand.
Perhaps you wanted to hide the hand. So you're writing the notice by pushed to the corner, did you?
No, imagine the weight of that big. Do I look like a powerful and well-nourished man? I'm not Superman, okay?
Did you see anybody else moving the board?
I don't notice this, I can tell you, but even though I have meetings, somebody in the floor in front of me and just really wasted himself standing there over me. And there was precise people like inside here. My button is not off the quick. That's all.
In other words, this Windows is unable to get different decimal on board.
Hey, excuse me. Yeah, so it seems.
Hold it!
When you say you were doing business with them, you mean you were selling them fireworks? Yeah, what else? There's a priory school just around the corner, see? Those chickies need the soul and souls happy. We gotta plan the ball as good in Kingdom Come! Nani the fuck? So I'm telling on them, letting the teachers know what they're up to. I don't think they will do that. Oh, you have? Wouldn't anyone got hurt, so I let the school know that the kids are playing with dodgy toys. And praise the Lord, the teachers take all their fireworks off them. And then, praise the Lord again, the kids all came back to me to buy more. Everyone's happy, see? What a racket. Of course, and sometimes the teachers give me a little bonus to thank me for letting them know. It's a busy for life selling explosions.
This is a beautiful goddess indeed.
Well then, telling Grandpa's lies is kind of my thing really. I even Lucifer. Wait, what? Him again? Scary. The important point is, he didn't go inside the room where the infected was killed. Isn't that right? Maybe not. What did you dream of it, right? Okay, I think we got some.
Hold it!
Okay, back to here.
Excuse me!
I remember something.
Something wrong, Mr. Sandwich or Peppo?
Pepper. If I said it was, could we just leave at that? Wouldn't we end of it?
No. This Venus's statement just now brings something to their mind, perhaps?
Let me think. Philosopher's thoughts. Philosopher thoughts. Let's say there was a great liar. And that the great liar said we were betting an eye. Telling bad-faced lies is kind of my thing. I even so good at it. Would those words here be lied to or true, in which it's just not at all I am? Oh, so I have heard this paradise not one, don't you think?
I'm not entirely sure, to be honest, but it seems to me you're suggesting Miss Venus has been lying at you?
Well,
What are you about, old man? Trying to cause a trouble, are you? Keep it not like that. And I'll wrap your whole body in firecrackers at 7 if I give you something to tremble on.
you're up to stop and disturb the vibe between a sweet and innocent-faced young lady. I mean, do you remind me of Boy with Bonnie Hood?
Wait, who?
Oh, nothing, just some video game character that the narrator knows.
So Miss Venus had lied in her testimony. Is that what you're trying to say, Mr. Sandwich?
Yes. Well, I'll be burning in hellfire for the rest of my days to be in and getting slapped by that man with the thick lips. I don't mind it. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Can you elaborate, please, sir?
Blab about here. headed to the room where the gunshot seems to come from. But then, well, someone else who crept up the stairs behind him too. That's right. The rotten liar over there in the little ditch there. Do you mean to say that you didn't betake yourself to the center of the crime at all?
Whoopsie! What did I tell you, eh? Die! Ow! I said I was good at telling bad-faced lady, did I? Yes, you mentioned it. Well, that revelation rocked the whole courtroom, didn't it? Who knew firecrackers packed such a punch?
So you really did visit the scene of the young lady. Good grief.
Well, now that you come to mention it, I suppose perhaps I do clearly remember finding this stairs too. Yeah. Either you clearly remember it or you don't.
Well, I saw consider a pretty much this budgeted act later. For the time being, you will immediately amend your testament to reflect the truth.
Oh yes, my lord, because
I know you will get paid for the penalty, but oh well,
it is nothing to have it.
Hold it!
Okay, well, you make a half of lying lawyer, Miss Remus. Well, I suppose so. I don't really know, but to be fair, if you want my advice though, I'll take everything you say with a big pinch of salt. Alright, but do you in fact believe that the victim was killed on the day in question, Lieutenant? Oh please, as if I would. I can't imagine what's happened.
The truth, please. Please stop stalling.
Alright, just a bit there. I mean, a girl man my age is curious about stuff, you know.
Did you touch anything at the scene?
Oh please, as if I would. I mean, there was a dead one on the floor.
The truth, please. Stop stalling.
Oh, fine. Just a bit there. I just have to look and see what's anything to sell. So did he keep it? It's constable, but there's nothing written on somewhere about.
Right. As if it asked, but you didn't move the notes by any chance, did you?
Oh please, not that I would touch anything like that. Just a few pieces of thing that I had.
The truth, please. God, now hold up. Do you always get this kind of witnesses? You don't. The days I work in the cases, you don't even want to know.
Well, alright then, I thought I was something worth having underneath. So I plus this flipping thing. Sorry, flip the blasting thing.
You're telling us that you did move the board?
I did. I think that's slip out, you know?
You damn buff-bot! What the hell are you? I don't believe it. The ghost doesn't think God. I heard you dumb blondes, but come on, this is not.
So, did you find it here? Something that you might be able to take to the house to sell? Oh, please, I should be so lucky. In my imagination,
The truth now.
I might have found this old pocket watch. I don't even know this, but I suppose. Oh, junk computer. Ah!
Oh wait, I think I missed that thing.
But a bit old junk like that can't be worth of us if you. Oh shit! So it was you, was it? You're the one who took it. Gina,
Don't let him remind where you are.
that watch. That's what was there. That was the present. To inspect it. Accidentally after the big case of 10 years ago. The professor case, no doubt. The boss used it to wind up every evening without fail when he was waiting his girl at the pub.
I see.
I swept it off of him once in and blindly was upset. It gave me a right elf. So it was at the nose of the other last 10 years, punishing it and winded it. It meant the world to him. That watch did. Possibly not the best thing to go diving for then. It's not all then. Though I took a jab at it and I asked how much it would. The poor dealer wouldn't touch it. What do you give me this pen? Say it wasn't working. Knock up and what's to call it? I knew I should have looked at it. That watch must be summoning evidence at once. Oh please, just so long. You promise to give it back when we're done. No, you're going to give it back to Gina. Not a chance. I swear they tried to get it from the grubbing missile again.
That's enough with all the rubbing in here left and right, okay? And the ones in the pay them forward.
Now, children, what's your manners?
Good lord. The glass appeared to be broken.
More than likely, it shattered when the inspector was shot. It doesn't tick anymore either. This one Japanese didn't want it. What a waste, eh?
Yes, indeed. It appears to have stopped at the hour 5.
Exactly when the gunshot was heard then. It supports the prosecution claim, of course. I wonder.
I appear that the mystery of the movie, the notice might be solved at least.
And as predicted, couldn't bring the case.
Oh, then count. Be real across the division, please, counsel.
Okay. Before that, there's a little tiny stub sticking out of the small hook. I suppose there must have been a little knock something on the setting at the time. In that case, seeing as we know the inspector took such good care of his watch, it's probably broken when the incident occurred, didn't it? Yes, of course. Which could mean that there's a little small part of watch to steer at the scene, maybe. The glass over there, local face is really badly cracked. It's a shame that the inspector couldn't look it after so carefully. Imagine show Mr. Holmes could repair it, do you? I especially think so. He's very adept at things like this. I used to meant to around. I can't remember he's a great detective now, not an odd job man. Right. Next one. Ah, there's a tiny little key. Here, can you see? Oh yes, that's probably for when the used to wind up the mechanism. It looks like a little bit unusual, don't you think? Yes, do you need just the right key to win it, I imagine? I don't feel as though I've seen this something a bit key. It's about the right size to fit in this hole. I wonder if we had the key. Let's check carefully on what we have found. Oh yeah, I remember. Come on, please. Yeah, there we go. Miss Suzato, do you think perhaps this key could it be the key for Inspector Grayson's watch? Oh, yes! Could it be? Let's try it out. There's not a moment to lose. I knew it, a perfect fit. And look, the inspector's watch has started going again. Ah, so it has? Obviously just not being worn out, that's all. What is it, Mr. Soto? Well, if the watch isn't actually broken, well, I think it could be profound implications. She's deep in thought right now. Perhaps I better start thinking deeply though. Okay. I think we can safely say that. Hey, about this, let's try that.
Objection!
I'm afraid that's not necessarily the case.
Oh?
At the scene, we found this key to the winder of the inspector's pocket watch. A key, and having worn it in the pocket watch, we discovered that in fact it still works. You see, this watch doesn't stop because it was broken at all. And the fact completely undermines one of the most fundamental premise on which this case is built. But
Order, my counsel. We will just stop at almost exactly 5 o'clock.
yeah, which is just when we heard the gunshot.
It is, exactly now.
The time was showing on the watch tells nothing, other than it was wound down. It's merely a coincidence that it happened to be at 5 o'clock.
Objection!
Even if that's true, the 3 witnesses hear the gunshot at 5 o'clock. So that's obviously when the crime was committed.
Objection!
No, that doesn't hold. Why not? Recall what Inspector Lestrade said only moments ago. The boss used to wind up every evening without fail when he was waiting for his grub to come in the pub. He said he hadn't missed a day for the last 10 years polishing it and winding it. It means the world to him and watched it. The victim was in the habit of winding his watch once a day in the evening. You can reasonably assume that he won the timepiece on the evening before he died as well.
Yes, that would be entirely reasonable.
But if that's the case, you wouldn't expect the watch to have completely worn down by 5 o'clock the following day. Well, how do you explain that? In summary, the evening before the day of the incident, where the gunshot rang out of the room, the inspector was already unable to wind his watch. You can't mean. What would stop the man's winding his watch if he'd been in the habit of winding it every single evening for the 10 years? The obvious answer is that he was already dead.
Order, counsel.
Objection!
Extraordinary isn't the word. It's absurd. You claim he was already dead at the night before. Do you really think Scotland Yard's coroner would have overlooked something like that? On the subject, it's certainly rather surprising. There's actually an omission in the coroner's report. The time of the death is not noted. That's... Wait, what? Really? Jason. Oh yeah, you did not say. I thought they usually had time reports. I think I missed that.
You forgot to get my under me when I kicked the door in.
What do you mean?
Like a shake, I planted my hand in a dead great body of blood.
Yes. So the victim's blood hadn't dried. It was fresh.
You catch it as fast as you
Objection!
But the blood could be explained in any number of ways. It could have been put there afterwards. Some fresh blood could have been poured over the victim.
Objection!
Does my learned friend think that fresh blood is everywhere on every street corner? Well, it didn't necessarily have been human blood, of course. We've been told previously that Scotland Yard has no way to identify blood as human.
The problem is currently being researched. At present, you are correct. It is beyond our ability. I'm sorry.
So then, a chicken's blood could have been used, for example. It's certainly possible that it wasn't expected blood.
Objection!
But the gunshot was heard at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. That's beyond question. It is though. What? Given that the time of the death of the victim has already been called into question, it isn't beyond the realms of possibility of what these witnesses heard wasn't gunshot at all. Oh please, what are you trying to say?
Let's not know what we heard. It was a loud bang that came from the room. Now you listen here, a street seller. Yes, I is the life blow. No, oh no. Well, I still got my whip from omnibus.
I don't hear you, sir, but all you can state is that you heard a noise.
Let's play yourself there, counsel.
A noise that sounds like a gunshot. Could be made with... Oh, simple.
Take that!
Firecracker. Something like this. The culprit could have set up on this big one of these to fake a gunshot.
You trick. What better fireworks that are solid by witness?
Now, I'll admit, I say I did. My pretty little crackers only made a little anyway. See? Not 100 of them together. The Venus special that you sell for 600 pennies sound like this. As the courts can attest, it sounds very much like a gunshot in fact. You're trying to suggest that somebody has set one of those fireworks at the scene. I'm suggesting that somebody knew that defendant was in the room at 5 that day and sought to implicate him by spitting a sound like a gunshot for these peddlers on Francis City.
Objection!
But even the accused himself had testified that he saw no one else in the room at that time. Whether it was a gun or firecracker, the only person present to cause the bang was Baron Von Zeke. One wave under match. My firecrackers could work. See, everyone. Listen.
I feel your fingers.
Objection!
Recently, during my time here in Britain, I learned of a very useful invention indeed. Something called a time bomb.
Oh, good heavens, a bomb?
Yes, a device that allows you to blow up whatever you like, whenever you. Mr. Huddle, I worry that your unfortunate facing death may lead to you another international incident. No, wait. It's whenever you like part. That's important. A time device. Yes, exactly. A time device. Something of that nature could have been planted at the scene. A device that was able to produce the sound of gunfire long after the culprit had left.
Your extreme favor have been substituted with evidence, counsel. What proof do you have suggested the time he was in the polygon shop?
This one?
Take that!
Candelabra? Oh, okay. As the coin has already discarded the tip of one of the. Oh, sorry. As the coin has already discussed, the tip of one of the candles in this candelabra had been blown off.
Indeed, because it was struck by the bullet which presumably passed through the victim.
I don't think that's possible, my lord. Not possible? Why? Because of the scorching. There are gunpowder scorch marks clearly visible on the broken cannon.
Oh, goodness, yes. But if that's not the case, then there was a scorching on the victim around the bullet entry wound.
That's right, there was. But as we heard earlier, scorching like that only occurs when the target is at very close range, a matter of centimeters from the gun. Which means there is a scorching on the candle can't possibly be a result of a gunshot. You're suggesting that it came from the fireworks.
How can you possibly?
The fact that there's such visible scorching on the candle suggests that the fireworks must have been right next to it when it exploded. Or put in another way, the candle and firework crackers were joined together. The culprits somehow attached the firecrackers and point partway down to the candle. The killer had left the scene. The candle slowly burned down along with the other two, until eventually it matched the fuse, the firecracker generating a loud. And that is how these three witnesses came to believe they heard gunshot from 5 o'clock.
Well, what a plot. And this implies that the victim could have died earlier than we led to believe, the previous day even. Now just analyze this. All us out here saw the victim going into the body here, remember? I couldn't forget the flame color hair even if I wanted to.
The person you saw entering the building wasn't the victim at all. Consider this. Obviously, anybody can wear a wig. So the person that these witnesses saw entering the building 50 minutes before the incident occurred could easily have been someone else entirely wearing the red headpiece.
Someone else? Do you mean to say?
It was the same person who contrived the firecrackers trick. In other words, Inspector Grayson's killer. However, oh, very impressive, we're not scared now, hold Kazuma, I'm really quite amazed that you come this far. But after all, wasn't I the one who told you that you had all the makings of a great defense lawyer? I also noted that the lack of time of death was stuck on me initially. But as far as I'm concerned, this whole country's justice system leaves a lot to be decided.
Order! Kosuga Sogi, what on earth do you mean by this statement?
I heard that many of the leading members of British judiciary are present to observe this trial today, so we cannot allow even the slightest doubt to be overlooked. The defense assertions about the time of death based on the victim's stopwatch is just conjecture. But while the possibility exists that my learned friend here, correct, we have a duty to explore.
Well, certainly. I would agree with you.
And what immediately comes to mind is, of course, what was Inspector Grayson doing and where did he go on the day before the incident? Do you know? The inspector always carried out his investigation work alone, and his movements were treated as confidential within his own yard. Even with the yard, however, considering the evidence we've been presented with so far, I say it's fairly apparent what this a man was pursuing. Would you, my friend? I do have a feeling about what case he might have been investigating. Yes, I agree. Surely. My lord, the defense believes it can be explained into this court. The case that was being investigated by Inspector Grayson at the time of his death.
Very well, counsel. Present your argument to the court. What evidence is suggest that the case being investigated by the inspector on the day prior to the incident?
This one? Yeah, I don't have much to see. So, wait, I'll need to save just in case I screw up with this thing. The red-headed leap.
Take that!
I believe this red-head piece points the answer. We might assume it was a part of the disguise used to carry on an undercover investigation.
Surely not. More than bright color have these will only serve to make the infected more noticeable.
Yes, that's quite true. It would definitely have made him stand out in the crowd. Except, that is, in a crowd generated from the red-head leap.
Yeah, the red-headed leap.
So, you already worked it out.
Although this is is there such an extraordinary leap of gentlemen?
The red-headed leap is currently under investigation for a grand deception.
What deception of what nature, counsel?
They've been targeted red-headed men across all the London and tricking them out of small sums of money. 2 men were arrested for the missing video on yesterday in Friday. My lord, the defense calls for those 2 men to be summoned at once.
2 red hits?
Inspector Grayson clearly infiltrated the red-headed league using these heads, so it's very likely that he had direct contact with these criminals. And it's quite possible that such contact leads to more serious events.
I concur that we cannot in good conscience leave this new earth as unexplored.
Well, that must now well, it's another possible line of inquiry for us at least.
Your prosecution will make any many range of the charges met here. Bring these 2 red-headed league conspirators before me prosecuted Asogi.
At once, my lord.
Very good. We will have a 30-minute recess. Court is adjourned.
Oh, okay. Now, before I continue, I just need to see if I can continue more. Alright. Let's see, the time I can do. Yeah, I think I can finish this up. So, Hold on. Let me get a drink first. Let's check first before I do anything. Let's see anybody's here first. We got Edge. Let's see. Edge. Animozy. The same another viewer. And Lux. Draw mode, high preview. Alright, let's continue. Second November, 12:33 p.m. The Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. Oh, there you are, Otto. What kept you, my dear fellow? Hello, Mr. Holmes, Gina. You sure about what you said there? That the boss, you know, actually died that day before? It's pretty hard to swallow. Yes, I was shocked by the revelation too, Gina. As was I. Wasn't more shocked than both of you. It's not a competition, Mr. Holmes. I was more shocked than all of you put together. This is the autopsy report in question, is it? Yes, it's strange that there's no time of death noted. I suppose there's a simple explanation, or perhaps it was a deliberate omission. Oh dear, if this was deliberate, it puts me in the mind of the last case we worked on. And Dr. Syed. I know, anyway, it seems that on the day before Lord Menzies discovered his body, Inspector Grayson was investigating the Great Head League, so perhaps something happened with him. What did you think of it? You had trouble with those lead men too, didn't you, Mr. Holmes? You were taken in by their trick. I mean, the... No! Naturally, I wasn't taken by it, you put it. My Sleuth-hound interest was merely piqued squarely by the rare scent of weekly £4 income. So meaning you just got a search rate. And that is the scent. And that scent masks the underlying scent of deception, I suppose. The two criminals in question are the pair we saw being arrested. Yesterday, are they? In Mr. Holmes' street, I mean. That's right, Snooze. And it was me who took it down. Thanks to the tip up by a good law abiding citizen named Mr. Holmes. Indeed, yours truly. So, it's good to be that the pair in the witness stand next it. Something doesn't quite make sense though. The day before Inspector Gregson was found, you hadn't had trouble with the Red in the leads yet. Have you? Why would the inspector have been investigating them? Well, the likely explanation would be that Gregson's own sleuth-hound interest was piqued by the red scent of a weekly £4 income. Don't tie him with some same brush as you, Holmes. Yes, well, then there's the whole issue of Inspector Gregson being investigated by London for some reason. Reaper, the Red-Headed League, Inspector Grayson, Lord Menzies, and Kazuma. I feel as though he knew we arrived at this point somehow. Gosh, I think you're right. What's he really trying to achieve here today? All the answers will be revealed soon. Observe the time, my dear fellow. The visas will be over very shortly. Yes, you're right. Kazuma was determined that he should be the one to prosecute this trial, and he was determined that I should take the defense. Just what is he hoping to make me see on the I get the feeling we're a long way from the end of this trial yet. Are you ready then, Mr. Susato? Yes! November 1 p.m. the Old Bailey courtroom.
the name of Her Majesty, the Queen, I hereby declare this court in session again. We resume the close court hearing of Panel 1-6, your present to stand accused of murder. Now then, prosecutor Oslo,
My lord.
have you summoned these witnesses as requested?
Yes, the two members of the Red-Headed League who plan and carry out their deception. They arrived not long ago from the local prison by police carriage.
Very good. Bailiff, you usher these two men in the courtroom. And now see what the other shenanigans we're going to come up this time.
These two men are being held by the police on suspicion of attempted extortion. You may omit your observation, but state your names now for now. In the courtroom. I am Fabien de Russe, a descendant of the Gladirusse family of Nice in Flanders.
And my name is Peppino de Lucy. I am the third son of the great family de Lucy, the landowners of Napoli.
The two men first became acquainted at a boarding school for Europe nobility. Those who graduated from Temsky are the future leaders of the Europe. But do you have any idea how boring it is upon this noble blood? Alas, I mean my mission to get the better of the world by employing the little glaciers on my blade. That is all I'm trying to do, huh? So, that's the only reason for the whole grand deception you've been trying out? Oui, you could say that.
Not bad, You have the great ideas, but the petty plans. These things combination is the charm of the Helios brothers. See, Capo?
Listen to me, Peppino. I have two things to say to you.
Hey, Jay, are you telling me about one of your grand and Nicolas Eviva?
Firstly, I want you to stop calling me this couple. And secondly, we are not the Ellis brothers. This is real business.
Cebolo, this is the couple's lump card, the furobra. It is the couple, the follow and the meaning of your words.
I'm sorry, Ponder the accent, but we can't have the lead to believe they are under the banner of the Red-Headed League. You have conspired to swindle money from unsuccessful members of the public. Is that true?
Oui. C'est ça.
And what exactly is the nature of deception by which you plan to defraud?
Alas, I will explain it.
No, couple, leave it to mommy. I used to see we what at the video here, no? At school we were teased for this without people. The couple here, he wasn't many times behind the schoolhouse, like a Travis Thunder, like a ninja ninja. When good girls one day do will check us red hair and when. Every night he would barely say that.
Okay, if you feel c'est bien, Peppino, enough. I will explain the list. Wait, what? I want to say the respect of red-headed. Okay. Okay, I don't understand something. The first step was the newspaper advertisement. Amazing. For one week before the play was put in operation, we released the same notice in every paper in London. Yes, we saw the notice. It was this one, I believe, entitled to the Red-Headed League. Oui, c'est ça. I am honored that you have seen it. They stated that the only condition for joining the league is to having flame-colored hair, and that you satisfy the interview panel and are admitted into the league. You could receive a weekly income for 4 points. On the date specifically, Red-Headed hopefuls gathered in droves at the park, specifically near the testament. And from each person present, this plan took an applicant fee of 5 shillings. And with the money, 2 flights. It was a plan most elegant, none? No, it was most dishonorable. To be frank, stunned anybody was foolish enough to be taken by such obvious trick. The park was described by one witness as choked with red-headed folk like Costa's orange barrel. And on the day which all the men gathered to apply with it was the day before the victim was discovered. Crucially, these 2 men spoke face to face with every single person present there. Ui, I have seen more red-headed people in one day than I will see the rest of my life.
See, and now every time I see the couples here, I feel like sick to my stomach.
Anyways, why have we been summoned here today? Sorry? The date of our trial was not until tomorrow, as I told you. Naturally, neither of these men had been told any details about this trial. They had only been shown this photograph.
Very good. So, Mr. DeRosa and Mr. DeRossi, you will give your formal testimony to the court on the subject of the gender picture in this photograph.
Of course, we are always related to lives with the law, even though we committed a very extortion crime, but whatever. The man on the photograph. We had more than 1,000 red-headed people assembled in the park on land still that day.
I don't recall this man in this photo photograph. I couple.
None, I don't remember him. Obviously, he is dead now. Honestly, he was not in the back.
Alone, difficulties have nothing to do with us.
You have a lot to answer for, but it was your fault that we caught it in the first place. You are giving sworn testimony that this man in the photograph was not present. Can you be certain? Ui, I am certain. We did not interview this man.
Nobody looking like this will come to the park, then I can promise.
It must be noted that you will be arrested for grand deception, however. Accordingly, this court has no to confess your assertions. I mean, if this were to be having the jurors, you would be all guilty by now.
Ufa! With the attitude, we get it now, no way, huh?
It is really assaulting now.
Wait, now I'm getting an accent again.
This company document was obtained directly from Scotland Yard. It's recorded entire of the inspector's private diaries dated in the day before the incident. He reads, Lime Street, red-headed Lee, undercover.
Ah, I have the answer. Maybe there was another similar event in the park in the day in question, I.
That's ridiculous. There's no question the inspector was investigating red-headed Lee, which means it's quite possible that when he was killed,
Well, the defendant may proceed with the cross-examination.
Ah, yes, my lord. Okay. But first off, so let's try to ask all of it so at least we know what's going on in this situation. Let's try to test and see if we can get any out of it. 1,000 people? That's a very big crowd. It was quite spectacular. Ladies had to come all over the capital.
See, the couple here, we thought he has a magnissimo animale, eh? Nobody could take so many people. If you could be born again, I will be a good couple.
All those people wanted was the money. If you know the £4 per week, you know we will go broke if we do that, okay?
Are you suggesting that you personally with all the 1,000 buckets?
We, Santo. We did, because everyone of them paid us 5 shillings.
We take some bananas and we take their money, and then we take our address as well. Then I tell them we'll take some days to let them know about a post if we need to, maybe 2 minutes a person. We start at early in the morning and we stop late in the night. So, you earn 5,000 shillings in one day? Wow, that's a small fortune, why can't who would have thought there were thousands of such gullible red-headed in London's the subway? I mean, who would be stupid enough to try to, to color his hair and try to get shillings for the money? Oh, that would be stupid. Oh, yeah, about that stupid person, one of whom was a great detective which chemically altered his hair. I don't recall this man in the photograph. Oops, sorry.
Hold it!
He doesn't look off familiar. No, I don't think so. And this a weak guy. He was trying to take us. I do not like these people who are trying to trick other people. Says the corners. These thieves among thieves, on among thieves. If between them they interview a thousand people with red hair, it would have been unreasonable to expect them to remember every face. No, signore. I may be small, but my memory is very large and never forget a thing. In my opinion, I do not think this man was in the park. But he's not going to give the court a definite series. Hey couple, you didn't see the man like this, eh? No, I didn't mean.
Hold it!
According to what you said, you spoke with 1,000 or more people that day. Ui, that's good. My eyes were burning to see by the end of the day. Surely then, you can't actually remember his face. Or you said something that this particular man wasn't present. Normally, the red hair is very distinctly eye, but known when you had 1,000 red hairs scurrying around, then it's just an eyesore. But if there was some other information you could give us, maybe we could recall. That is not the line, Peppino. Remember, we do not remember it. We are sure that's fair, If there was a man with a red hairpiece, but his mustache did not match the color, then I would not think that I have forget him. Customer said that two had only been showing the photograph they had, and there was nothing else. Or what if I fed them just one other detail about the victim? For example, his name, no Gregson name, his patient chips. I know I'm going to get an ass kicking, but I just want to be as small as his fish and chips. I guess that appears that just knowing the man had red hair and wouldn't help you remember the situation. But what if I told you that the man was always munching on the pack of fish and chips? Do you remember a man who was eating incessantly, like infinite fish and chips? Not really. I was looking at the lead of the applicants. You will not notice the chips and fish and chips any more than the caviar and smoked salmon. What's spaghetti? Meatless spaghetti. Really? I have no idea. Tell them again what you said before, Peppino. Si, Capino, si. I said it again. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's try not to BS this. His profession. I can certainly appreciate that the knowledge of the man has red hair and wouldn't help you remember the situation. But what if I told you the man in the red face was actually a detective? The man was the photograph, a detective. Yes. It would appear he found your notice in the paper suspicious and decided to investigate incognito. Sorry, but he did nothing there.
Hello. Oh, wait, I gotta make it that. No detective came to the bug. I just said that. I see. In any case, since this man had come incognito, you would have said, I am a detective, bitches. You didn't even. I suppose not.
서울로 지갑니다.
Tell him again what you saw before, you Hey, I see. Excuse me, Kapasi. It's the best we can move on. Okay, before we can move on.
Hold it!
Okay, I think.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. Something to add, Mr. Rossi. Yes, see, I am always adding something. Parmesan, olive oil, pepper. Nines, did you not agree with your friend's last remark by any chance? Eh? What did he say? What did he think? Yes. Keep your mouth shut, Peppino. You have said enough already. But why, couple? What is the problem? There was a man who said, I am an inspector from Scotland Yard. Wait, what?
Good Lord! Order! Expand this vault face in your testimony witness.
It's simple. A man who was at the park said to us that there was no such man. Madai, what do you think, couple? Have you forgotten, eh? I have forgotten nothing. Don't believe you. Like this came to the back. Pasta, capo, pasta. You betrayed me like anything, but not two. The meme and the me. I hadn't eaten the spaghetti, but I will not forget it. Like I said, when it's time to eat the pasta, no one else eats the pasta. But you are inferior to me in every other way, so shut up.
Objection!
Oh shit. Wait, we both hit the same time. Yeah. Wait. Stop that. The damage is done. Oh shit.
Indeed it is so. You know, if thanks to these two, I do not need to hit my gavels at the same time. So there will be 3, okay?
Louis was the man who came to the bar and he said he was Inspector Scotland Yard. Happy? However, he looked nothing like the man in the photograph. He was something else. How can we sure? Because, to start with, his face was completely different. See, it's clear. The man who came was a young guy. His face was clenched, his eyes were sudden, his chin was thinner.
No resemblance whatsoever then.
Anyway, I was not going to be fooled. I took the obvious precaution and said to him, if you are really a detective, show us the proof. See, the couple here, he doesn't take no nonsense, eh? But he was very prepared. He said he had identification. Identification? You mean the office police inspector identification?
That is the most unconvincing. That is more unconvincing.
Sorry, Mark?
Counsel, no incognito inspector will offer his identification for inspection. It's quite out of the question.
Definitely. Why would he export his true identity?
Clearly, the papers were fake.
Certo, Capo, you are a genius. As we were saying in Natalia, it takes speed to recognize another, eh? And what happened after he announced that he was a detective? He became very annoyed. He said, you are under investigation. So I took these papers from him and chased him out of the park and said, F off before I told the other guys that whoever gets it will. Anyways, it was Facilito. He looked, he had an identification. So you stole it from the man.
I had it coming. He made me lots of risky. Like he was a nothing who said he was a
Indeed, the person described does not appear to have behaved as true Inspector would. However, I believe it would be prudent for those identification papers to be entered into evidence.
I don't like it at all.
Yes, but this is not yours, okay? So now let's return to the testimony.
Okay, so we got something here. Hello, the video nothing to us. Okay, let's. Texas authentication. I can't find out. God damn it. Metropolitan Police Bureau job. I suppose we should see what Inspector Expedition looks like inside. Yes, it definitely looks fake, doesn't it? Other niches, what name is he given? Probably just some pluck out of the air. It's Tobias Rex. Nani the fuck? What? This is Cotton's Insignia. It looks genuine to me, but how? And the department and identification number details all correct as well. Since when we have you know as well. Did you really say? I know it seems bad, but yes, I think this is the genuine identification book issued by Scotland Yard. But that's unbelievable. That's a weird thing of all. What? I thought it's, hold on. Just in case I screwed up. Hey guys, if this has nothing to do with you, why does this say objection? Yeah, obviously. Yeah. I wonder if I could ask you to examine this identification book closely. Miss Lestrade? Why Miss Lestrade?
What is your intention here, Counsel?
Is this really fake or is it genuine? That's the question. Which we can't answer.
Objection!
Don't be ridiculous. No Scotland Yard detective would allow his or her identification to be stolen. Poland! That is the boss's, no question about it. What? Can't be. As I suspected. The undercover detective who attended the Red-Headed League. Oh, sorry. I think I'm Inspector Grayson. The undercover detective who attended the Red-Headed League enrolled on the day in question. This was the real Inspector Grayson carrying out an incongruent investigation.
The laws! Ow! My ass! Order!
If the person that is unusually stolen, he would have reported it straight away. I mean, he was always at me about it. If you lose something, you probably want to say. Could it be then that the inspector was physically unable to report? Basically, hey, what did I just say? Unable to. You're not just Jesse. Yes, it is quite possible that he was killed before he had the chance to report his identification stolen. No.
Order!
The detective reports was that the victim was killed the day before the body was discovered at a different location. You two have anything to say about that? I know nothing. I know nothing. Those are together, people.
Mon Dieu, you can behave a little more like a master cleaner than that.
Nandun? Nauwitan to Italia.
Stop gliding, please. Oh, I glide too. Otherwise,
I can't eat the meat. No man, stop your whining and let's start talking.
Well, I believe the court would need to hear. Wait, did you just interrupt me? Well, I believe the court would need to hear your story because it's a great one.
I know nothing, I don't know nothing.
Okay, but you would tell everything. Or face the worst possible outcome.
Oh, well, you will dry your eyes and testify again about these identification papers and precise circumstances under which you claim to be.
Weh. For crying out loud, stop it. I just pray he's not coming. Okay, here we go.
The two is we took him prisoner and keep him for the night about the hideout. Even though I didn't think it was a lead detective, I was too scared to let him go the day in the case.
We took the identification for him and shut him in that room for next 2 hours.
There might have been a little torture, but we did know him and the next morning we let him go.
We spent the night in the nice room. It was nothing like a prison, really.
This is outrage! You imprisoned the man, you ass!
No, no, I'm serious. It was not like a prison. It was a very uncomfortable and a cover and happy. Hi, couple?
Wait, I need to... It was never part of my plan. I swear it. It was his fault.
So you think it was my fault, huh?
Yes,
But because I got the date on the wrong by 1 day. It's a day ago.
I do not think he was your fault. Yeah, I know it. Okay, that wasn't my fault, but not that much. We're talking different.
No, perfecto. Copy that. It's not here.
You shall give a little wobbling back at the prison, gentlemen, after we deal with this nonsense, okay? Oof, I don't believe this. I'm good at we really take it. Counsel for the defense, proceed with the cross-examination. Are we here going to have the fastest trial in this?
So on the day before, Rex spent the night confined in his pet's hideout. Anyways, the things on the identification. Okay, time for a little Rasmusilla.
Hold it!
Did you realize what you're saying?
You have to believe me. I intended for that to happen. I'm sure the detective did not intend it either.
Do you think?
But there was nothing else I could do.
See, nothing else. It was the first thing I climbed for the couple. It was the end of the meter.
I left so deep with the people that is not the way to describe the masterminds.
What about the hideout of yours?
An old empty house behind the bottom line.
We rented the place for 2 days. It was inspired idea by the couple.
An impulse idea, oh sir.
No, not impulse, inspired. Hi, couple.
What am I supposed to say then? But no, are you trying to...
And it was how to describe the confined in this aggressive prison.
But you have to remember, I was under the impression that it was a pretender, not the inspector.
That doesn't quite add up, though. If you didn't think he was the man, the inspector, there would be no reason to take him prisoner, would there?
No, you are right, but we couldn't be completely certain.
Hold it!
Too scared? Why?
Because why had he come to the bar? We did not know. There was a chance that he had seen to my plan.
And if that was the case, we would go straight to the police station to blow a whistle on us. I mean, he wasn't just a pin to be an inspector, he was up to no good without a doubt.
I think most people would agree. It's you two who are up to no good.
Well, that would be right. I couple.
The point is, we are not able to escape from English immediately. That is why we have no choice but to take the man to prisoner.
What don't I understand is,
Why is the inspector felt the need to show you his identification in the first place?
see, I asked myself that same question.
We were writing down the name and addresses of all people who took 5 shillings a day. I had forgotten what name he said was, but the exact you startled me.
See,
It was Scotland Yard Homicide Division, he said.
what?
The problem is he didn't like your face, Peter. Anyways, I was not rude. I just politely asked him why he said had to say that. And that's when he started to say he was an inspector. Not long afterwards, he took out his investigation. What was his investigation?
I cannot say fishes, but come on.
Tell the car whatever. So you took him back to your hire, you say.
See, we did that.
You took a prisoner.
Hold it!
That being this identification book kick, right?
See, that's the one.
What made you believe that it was a forgery?
I never seen a real one of course, but it was so suspiciously sunny. Hello, I was thinking that it must be a foul, so I couple.
Oui, just like the people has said, we were convinced there was not Jin.
And so together, the Helen brothers, we took the man captive.
Is the red-headed league. All we did was shove him inside the lock room. Then we made preparation to stand for all the money.
And for a penny, and for a pound.
There might be a little tussle.
Hold it!
What do you mean by a little tussle exactly?
Poof, it was nothing, just a minor incident. The first cell impactor, it was a real piece of work, I couple.
What happened?
Uffa, it was desert. We keep a nice look and what he did to us. In the middle of the night, he tried to escape to the ventilators.
Can you blame him? I mean, you captured him for fuck's sake.
We gave him
Pinsu.
and we got him again. And you got us.
Yes? Wait, you didn't shoot the man in your haze, did you? Who do you think we are? Of course not. I simply caught of him and took him back into the room. Oh wait, I think he will again. Please don't say anything. There was nothing more to that. And then following morning you let him go, you say?
Really? And he was an intimate party.
But there was no to happen.
See, we are sick at hands and say let's do it again.
I don't think you want that.
Not a bit of perjury here.
This is actually one of the best impressions I can do with these guys.
Hold it!
Okay.
Audio.
Excuse me!
Yeah, we need to talk about it. Mr. Rose, is there something wrong? something Mr. DeRosa says something to make you well, it seems to make you act even more strangely than usual. What was that about adulterism? Capo, at the time like that, you don't want to attempt the couple after you, believe me. And I speak up from personal experience then. Personal experience? That is enough, Pepino. There is no need to say anymore. Whatever it is, that might be before we put the red-headed lead plan to picture supervise us here. It was not a face of the couple, but I said the land away. It's a shame you didn't manage. But the couple here, he came after me like a the third and he gave me back the house kicking and door and sleeping. And then only the bruise of beauty. Hi, couple?
Bruise, as you say.
Ah, you want to see, huh? You want to see my person with the bruises? That's enough, Peppy. Oh, so that's... Oh, the inspector is that freaking gossip guy. Oh, he was born on blah blah. So that's where he comes in, okay? We're gonna call his ass back. That's enough, Peppy. No one wants to look at my in front of you. What to do? I was so little, I already told them. It's what you I should do. You do now! God! Hello, as if anybody wants to see, then I do it. Ta-da! Echo, you see, it's very repeatable. That's the red ring around your neck. You got this when you were dragged back to the house? See, the couple sometimes hears a daily laugh. I said that's enough! Pepino's neck is nothing to do with what we're talking about. You have my word.
Yes. What is your opinion, Consul?
About this red ring on Mr. Rose's neck. I'm wondering, does it matter? Yes! Mr. DeRosa, I'm going to have you ask you to amend your testimony with details about that mark on your neck. Hi, couple, you see? Everyone is here to see what I see that. There you lead the sheet.
Very well, you have made your testimony record to Mr. Rossi.
See, you want to know that? Oh yeah! He tried to escape, but the couple... Wait, if he drag it back... Yeah, I just remember that Inspector Grayson doesn't have a ring on his tail. Alright. Yeah, he doesn't have the ring neck here.
Objection!
So the day before the body was discovered, Inspector Grayson was taken prisoner while working incognito. No, it was not like that. It was not a please. It was an invitation to stay. It was only. However, you described it, there's only one glaring inconsistency that remained.
What inconsistency is that, Counsel?
I will ask the court to look closely at this photograph of the victim, Inspector Grayson. You will see that there is no red ring visible around his neck. But that makes no sense. It was me who took out the collar that on the man in the morning, and I saw the red bruises on his neck and it's just like a hair. Given that the mark is still clearly visible on the witness's neck, we expect to see bruising on the victim who was put in the collar more visibly than Mr. Rossi.
Indeed. That is most peculiar.
Oh, what did we tell you? We said this from the very beginning. Many that way.
Boy, Peppino is like the man in the photograph. Is someone different than the man we held captive in the night. Order!
It would appear that on the day before the incident, the man who visited the Pocket Alliance supposing an incognito inspector was not Inspector Grayson.
Objection!
If that's true, however, I'll explain expected identification. That's a genuine identification report issued by Scotland Yard. It's inconceivable that someone could have stolen such an important item from the inspector. The prosecution had made the assertion itself. Ugh. And we also know that the inspector had made a note about the red-headed leak in his diary for the day, which surely means we can't divorce the two events completely.
The inconsistency noted by the defense is most troubling. If we want to be the real Inspector Gregson, these two red-headed gentlemen who encounter, the fact that no bruising can be seen around his neck defies explanation.
Equally, if they actually encountered an imposter, how did that person come to be a possession of the real inspector's identification?
The defense has some plausible explanation, counsel.
The whole thing defies explanation. So besides this observation, keep meticulous notes from the court documents now because these are the facts, and the facts cannot lie. No, the facts can't lie, even that when they point out something so incredible is possible unbelievable. Well, my lord, the true identity of the person who turned up the part of the red-headed league enrollment is revealed by information in the court records, I believe.
Good gracious.
Very tantalizing, mister. Now, hold on. Well, why don't you help us all see whatever the truth is you are going to see? Who exactly did the inspector here in Mr. Daley say? Imposter. Though it seems incredible, I admit, the undeniable facts point out the only one thing. Since no bruising can be seen on the victim's neck, the person who these two red-headed men took prison that day cannot be Detective Grayson. In other words, your whole argument up to now has been a waste of time.
Objection!
On the contrary, I haven't finished. There's no bruising on the victim's neck, so the question immediately poses the next is, who exactly was this man in the park on 9th Street found to be carrying Inspector Gregg's identification? See, that's alright, I will tell the same story every time. Whoever this man was, the couple dragged him from a pillar to the post with the door collar.
More new people, that was not so hard as you said, you know?
So, who was this first inspector? Who was he? Clearly, the defense had an idea about that. About the true identity of the man for these two in prison that night.
I must ask the counsel for the defense to elaborate the post states. Who did the witness encounter the park posing as Inspector Grayson?
Oh, it's this guy.
Take that!
Goodness me, is it that?
One of the witnesses was at the witness stand earlier. I just very called them earlier. A nameless man whose occupant appears to be a peddler seemed to be a pastor.
Objection!
What on earth would a street seller be doing with police inspector's identification papers? Witnesses, is this the man or not? What is happening to his lips? See, this is a man not from the late-headed league, eh? He's looking like a twisted lip league, you know? Perhaps rather than making such rash claim, next time, you should bite your lip instead. It seems improbable, yes, but one undeniable fact remains. During this testimony earlier, I noticed something that's around his neck. A ring bruise. Oh. Eh? What? The defense demands that Mr. Gossip be brought back to the stand.
Order! Kindly bring the infant witness back to the court. Immediately! Well, I have an undeniable ring of music indeed. And identical to the witness beside him.
Now, what's going on here? Oh, sorry.
I mean, yeah, that's right, I did. I was a distributor. It's a bad right, you did.
A button, you say? I assume the reason you recall the sign as replying to you.
Something about this thing again. I'm telling you, you got it along with delusion.
You're denying all knowledge of it.
Well, of course I am. I used to like you. Kill me with all the nonsense.
Well, at least you have more stories to color back from the fence escape, don't you? Now we're gonna keep you to test it. And you, Mr. DeRossi, I'm sure you cooperate, won't you?
Don't be habituous.
Yeah, hindi ka klabo, you're like couple.
Not quite enough delated to proceed with the testimony.
Inspector?
The man who claimed to be the inspector in jail was definitely not this man.
This Lassie, you think you will be forgotten the gland later?
Minor?
I don't look like to see it. I don't just on the editing. I want to learn the way. I look into it. Why would I be very excited? Just look at it. Just like I took care of the guy with the face like this.
So far we couldn't connect with this guy is Hugh Boone, so we need to find a way how to get this guy. Talking.
You assume that we have the wrong man or whatever. You know who else to what I be telling you? There was no need for this pointless testimony.
Fuck.
That's not right. I just typically remember. Blance's is all I know. How could I just come and inspect the police? It's undefeatable.
Well, yes, that's hard to explain, but
A brief confirmation, I think, counsel. Very brief.
oh, isn't there anyone in this call who I think I might be on something? I stand steadfast as you said so. Not me. Anyway, so let's move on. The man who claimed. Okay, let's keep crossing. So you say, but how can you be quite certain?
There is no need to hurt your hands and to take consideration. Surely it's obvious.
Because I've never seen the lips like that. Nevertheless, there's a clear red mark around this costume. It looks like very much the left like that left behind the neck of your collar where your prize caught.
Won't you? With your words, it's like you try to wring my neck.
It does look like much, but like my neck, right?
Yeah, it's the back leg. Because the dark the boat even in me. For the third time in my life, I feel lucky I've been born with this baby.
And I thought being a Japanese made you stand out in the London. God. So you maintain that you've never seen this man before.
Ooh, Sika, I swear to my flame leg of my hair.
So fierce pride that how only the frustration with your hair and
It's like, see, you would think you would forgot this man was like.
Hold it!
well, yes, I don't imagine I forgot those lips in a hurry.
See what I'm saying? For some reason, it makes me wonder how they from calling it Eddie Clay. You know, I never seen this hair as black as yours at the BBA.
Likewise, I never seen red hair like yours until I came to Britain.
Gee, maybe it's nationality here. Maybe there's all people in this man's country have not like keeping.
No, lad, everybody like you is just and I've never yet.
Who fight is the problem?
MC, so you definitely didn't go to park on Lime Street on the day, Mr. Gossip.
No, how many times do you say?
Really sure.
Hold it!
So, you heard of the rest of the league, have you?
You don't get any of the question for that today. It's not this thing you know what you're going up. I saw the tasty piece of the bed you read her in the cake back. Is it nice? I you could send me the cup of the half of it. You know, his name is that sweet paper. You know,
Oh, he does have a very heritage account. Who knows?
as you can see, my own hair I'm not getting it. It will be a pretty secret. I'm not really case. Let's my name. You won't catch me signing on with someone by the time.
Is that so?
Oh, okay, we got it. I see.
I feel shit with this. But just yes, you do like the come to do dumb shit.
Okay, it's time to.
Hold it!
Okay, let's try this again.
Is that so?
Is that so?
Excuse me!
Mr. DeRose. Oui, can I help you? Did Mr. Costas was now lead you to remember something relevant, perhaps? It was the other day when I was looking at the place near the small house for Sunday. To be the headquarters of the Red Hat League, yes. I visited an outing agent of Langstein and see what was seen. Sorry, this man was paying money to the agent. What? I mean what? Mr. Gossip of a housing agent? Really? He had some kind of cleansing in his hand and they were clearly discussing things. But, no, you mistake a chap. I am the neighbor Francis Kid like me, and like I said never before, you mistake me for someone else. Some of the same is.
No, the couple is light. I remember me too. He was happy with the man without paying notes.
With notes? Notes?
Oh, like I said, there was a, wait, I mean, I said it wasn't, oh wait, I mean, there was,
I wasn't curious why this man in the particular had so much money. So I looked at the name on the paper.
And what the name of this meeting? Mr. Gossip?
No, this man, he's a lying piece of shit. He tells you he had no name. But in fact, his name is Hugh Boone.
Yes, I get. Yeah, this is Daley Vigil inside.
My name is Hugh Boone. He's the better than Mr. Gossip, I think. See?
No!
I mean, I'm a bit of a detail of information, like I said, on Francis Kid, that is that. I don't much like folk talking about my personal life. Indeed. And it's not the intention of the court to invade the privacy of witnesses. Very well, I shall respect your wishes, sir. Your former name shall be rejected from all court records for this trial, assuming all
Objection!
I'm sorry, my lord, but the defense does object. Because the name just mentioned had a very deep significance to this case.
Good gracious, do you simply object for this really?
As it happens, my lord, that particular name, as already mentioned, being put in today's proceeding.
Well, no, one more cup of
Hugh Boone, the name of the leaseholder of the room. Let me put this very simple. The victim's body was discovered in your rented room. Oh, damn it. I suggest, sir, that you start talking.
Well, alright. I suppose there might be case, eh?
So your real name is Hugh Boone.
Well, just because I don't like to blow me off trumpet, but there's no fun. Let's look of people down. So I happen to be a mother of lovely little women falling down Blackstaff, Down's house.
You do?
You do? I mean, once every 6 months, I go up the Penal and for the weekend online stream. I remember now. It was 2 fog of redheads there last time.
Ay, ipida mo na lang sa dagan is not niya.
Think again, Pepino. Why didn't you bring this up before?
It's like I told you, lady. I don't like talking about my personal life. I'm not too detailed as far as everyone else is concerned. Defense.
Oh, whatever. You will update your testimony into this most population, Mr. Bone.
Eat I must.
So the leaseholders company I have been looking for since the body was discovered had been here on the houses all along. God. No, there is one thing I remember because you say you're not alone, right? I was wondering when I can show you the damn picture. Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, this is your wife here. So you cannot get out of this. So I would say this, you cannot get out of this situation like this.
Objection!
If you have no kinfolk, as you put it, then explain why it has among this sparse furnishing we found this photograph in your room. Crap. I presume, as you've been renting the room, that this photograph belongs to you, does it not?
Well,
Mr. Boone, drop the pretense and tell the court exactly who you really are.
I don't know what do you mean? I'm a better. I keep telling you so. Hey, what's with the theme music? Stop! Don't do it! Shit. You really don't need to bother with me. Just leave it alone.
As the man said, leave it alone. Whatever the truth is about this man's life, there is no bearing in this case. Because it's simply not possible he is impersonating Inspector Grace.
Objection!
How can you be so sure? Just look at the man. No amount of disguise will ever hide those unmissable features.
Objection!
But what if we were to look at this the other way around? What do you mean?
Rose Counsel, what do you mean?
Well, there's no denying that Mr. Boone's lips is very prominent indeed. But consider this possibility that his prominent lip is itself part of an elaborate disguise.
Shit.
Then hiding that prominent feature, in other words, revealing his true face, would make an utterly impenetrable disguise. Would you agree, Mr. Hugh Boone?
Goodness, are you still hiding the truth from this court? No shit.
If that's a disguise, then underneath it, his true identity must be... Yes, that's right. There's really only one person he could really be. My lord, the defense believes that he can reveal Mr. Boone's true identity to the court.
No, please, no! Very well, Your Counsel. What is the true identity of this brother who goes simply by the name of Goss on the street?
Daley Vigil.
Take that!
Your real name is actually Mr. Vigil, isn't it? Mr. Daley Vigil.
Yuck! I don't know the name of Counsel. Who is this Mr. Vigil?
It's the name I counted yesterday, my lord. It has to do with a certain client of Mr. Sherlock Holmes. A young gentleman came to the detective asking him to locate the missing husband. The woman in this photograph, in fact, this is Mrs. Vigil. Abby Vigil. What? From what I understand, you haven't returned home since the night before the inspector was found dead. Well, of course, on the night, you were being captured by these two red-headed men. Last night, you were put up by the prosecution and service in preparation for testifying in this trial, because we've been led to believe that you, Miss Venus, and Mr. Stammered were homeless. Being important witnesses in the case, we need to know where we'll find you, of course. That explains why you're not only being unable to return home, but also unable to contact your wife. Who's been beside the cell boy waiting for you at the Vigil residence?
No, this is another man. I know I had the first idea.
What I'm talking about? Really? It's simple enough to compromise suspicious. All we need to do is pull off that disguise.
No, please, wait. Can we talk about this? Bring soap or sponge and washboard at once. Mr. Durosay, you will restrain the witness. If you do that, you will get 6 pence anyway each, even though you guys go to jail for that.
Oui, my lord. Oui, my lord. Si, my lord.
Okay, now come here.
No, stop, get off. No, don't. Yeah, po. Hi, Daley Vigil.
Well, we are now seeing your true features, I presume.
Lift your head, sir, so the court can see your face. Oh, well.
It would appear that the defense counsel assertion was entirely correct. This has all been a very elaborate deception. So, witnesses, tell the court, have you seen this man before?
I don't believe it, but...
See! There wasn't no character. He's the inspector we saw at the bar.
Extraordinary!
On the day of the red-headed lake enrollment, the man claiming to be Inspector Vincent appeared before Mr. DeRossi and Mr. Rossi in the park. Was you disguised as the inspector, or rather, was posing as the inspector in no disguise at all? Mr. Vigil was formerly employed as a chief warden at Barclay Prison.
A chief warden? Then your career has promised. Why possibly have become the further governor? Why you would have quite possibly have become the future governor of the prison? What on earth have you been abandoned to the tower on Francis Street?
Well, it's been 10 years since Mr. Vigil worked at the prison. 10 years? I'm really dreadful sorry about all of this. Yes, it's true. I am Daley Vigil. And you were the chief warden at Barclay Prison 10 years ago? So where did Mr. Hugh Boone come from? Boone is the other me, the name I invented.
Well, evidently there's a great deal under the surface here.
I'll explain everything. I'll tell you just how wretched my life had become. As you say, it was 10 years ago that my employment as Barclay chief warden had come to an end. Having left the prison service, I searched for some new occupation by which to earn a wage. But times were hard and I found no suitable engagement at all. In desperation one day, I turned my head and selling wares on Fresco Street. But your wife appeared to know nothing of this. She still maintains that you are the chief warden at Barclay Prison. I was utterly determined that my wife should not know of my failings, which is why I never told her. I opened an account at the bank under the name of Hugh Boone and rented the cheapest room I could find on Friends Pursuit, the scene of the very crime scene we were investigating. Yes, that's right. A place for which I could emerge every morning at 8 as a squaddle peddler and transform myself back every evening at 5 into a well-dressed man about town before returning home. That quickly became my daily routine. I was puzzled by the lack of furniture in the room, but that explains it. But why on earth didn't you just tell us in the first place? I have a wife, sir, and 2 sons. And without wishing to sound self-conceited, they regarded me with some pride. I couldn't bring myself to disappoint them. So instead, you decided to conceal your occupation from them. Yes, I made such a terrible mess of everything. Still, one thing doesn't help. No matter how many tidbits of information you sell to passing gentlemen, even at 6 pence a piece, you couldn't hope to match the salary of the must-have format as she wanted at the prison.
Very true. To have kept your family in comfort despite 10 years of someone this begotten employment.
It was all thanks to Inspector Gregson. What? Inspector Gregson? What on earth? It was some years after I invented Boone and began my other life as a street seller. He, the inspector that is, recognized me one day.
Do you mean to say the victim wasn't quite of yours?
I knew him from my time working at the prison. When he saw what I'd become, he was deeply troubled for me and my family. And about the day forward, he visited me on Francis Street with increasing regularity. And one day, he asked me if I would carry out a secret assignment for him. A secret assignment? What was it? I was to impersonate the inspector. What? Impersonate him? We always met in that little room so the inspector could brief me.
Visit Oxford tomorrow and take the statement from the proprietors.
It was always something along those lines. Surveillance work, interviewing people on those occasions. He would lend me his identification so people would believe who I was. My instructions were to make an impression, to let people know that Inspector Grayson had been at work. And for those secret services, he would compensate me financially.
A Scotland Yard inspector willingly relinquished his identification in your cat with intent to deceive? And I'm sure you need to point out it's a very serious criminal offense.
Why? What was the point of you impersonating him? I truly do not know. All I can say is that the inspector warned me on numerous occasions.
Now remember, Vigil, I give you the solemn words. You don't blab about this to anyone, alright? Ever. Even if Anna was a crock.
In time, we started to bring up papers with him in the room as well. He became something of a second office for him. So, in fact, the person who declared himself to be Inspector Grayson in the Park of Lancer was really... Yes, it was me, acting on the inspector's orders. As usual, I removed my Boone disguise, and then went as instructed to the park armed with the inspector's identification book. It never occurred to me that the bruise on my neck might give me away. Oh dear. Well, it would seem that the confession completely destroys the defense's case.
Explain yourself, prosecutor Asogi.
My learned friend assassin was fast forward. The victim was killed by another location on the day before his corpse was discovered. At the hands of those two red-headed men where they imprisoned the inspector. Oh, I'm sorry for the kiddies, he slapped. But no, there can't be. After all, it was the inspector who went to the pub that day. It was me. Oh gosh, I'm sorry. Finally, we are clearly. We have nothing to do with this murder of this victim. And me see the evidence for proving it. Sukadik. What? No! Ah! And you slam the wall.
Order, order, order! Anyway, Peter, we have reached a de facto conclusion of sort. These witnesses had no involvement in the murder of the victim. Oh, well, as proven somewhat ironically by the defense.
Ah, thank yay nay.
I hereby call an end to the cross-examination.
Hold it!
Wait, what? Pardon me, my lord, but with your permission, I would like to pose one further question to the witness. Kazuma,
What question, counsel?
it concerns the events of 10 years ago. I believe you would have been present at the very significant execution that was carried out at the time. 10 years ago? The execution of the professor, Jensen Asogi. I wanted to know exactly what your involvement was. Oh? Answer me, man.
One moment, counsel. Is this related to the current case?
Naturally. It is as prosecution believes that the case and the events of 10 years ago are inextricably linked.
What's the defense concur, counsel?
Kazuma, you're not as subtle. You're not as calm as usual. Poor Kazuma-san, no wonder he's acting in this way. Mr. Vigel's memories of what happened 10 years ago would tell the tale of Genshin Asogi last month. His own father. I know, I do understand that. Even so. Kazu, Prosecutor Asogi, do you genuinely believe that this question required as an answer to in order to learn the truth regarding Inspector Grayson? Oh, sorry. Behind the requested desk, I need you to trust me, please. It's been helping also. Very well. Then the defense had no objection.
I see. In that case, you will answer the question, please.
The truth is, I remember very little at that time. You've forgotten? I'm sorry to say, yes. As I said, as I resigned from my role at the prison 10 years ago. But for some particular reason, my memory of the events leading up to the moment is extremely hazy. Does that not strike you as strange, Mr. Aldo? Story? Oh, 10 years ago is long. You have forgotten the user by as such an important job. Yes, you're right. Not only that, Mr. Vigel's claim contradicts what we already know. The human spirit is a fragile thing. It's broken all too easily, which is why we have a tendency to wrap it up for protection. Sorry? The human spirit? I'm afraid I don't understand what you mean. When we experienced the pain and suffering we felt unprepared, we block it out, obliterate it from our mind, seal it away. But it never truly leaves us. When the seal is broken, the memories resurface. And when we do, the fragile spirit may finally be crushed. But I really don't. Kazuma-san. But if it must be crushed, then so it be. Because the truth will not stay buried, it's coming out, one way or another. Right, now I understand. It's clear what his intentions are. He meant to expose the truth at any cost. Yeah, and I just realized it that most of the time Kazuma did not try to fabricate here and there or try to mock here. He's actually helping. Perhaps if I point out the contradiction in what Mr. Vigil claimed earlier, it might cause some crucial memories to return here. But should I? Should I present the events or not? Do it! I have no idea how this is going to go, but it's a call of law, and I have the duty to proceed the truth. Mr. Vigil, I'd like you to look at this. Evidence that clearly contradicts your version of the event.
Take that!
The witnesses. Just a few months ago, you made the following statement. I resigned from my role at the prison 10 years ago. Well, yes. In other words, you claim to have left the post of chief warden on your own violation. Well, yes, of course. Why? Tell me. Do you remember seeing this document before? No, I don't. This is the dismissal notice ordering the immediate termination of the prison staff member's employment. The dismissal notice, and the name of the notice is yours, Mr. Vigil. What? What? It's mine? So you didn't resign from the prison services at all. For some reason, you were dismissed as chief warden on Barclay. No, there's been some mistake. I'm sure I tendered my resignation. This dismissal notice is nonsense. Oh, wait, I'm gonna hit it, isn't it? If you were forcibly dismissed, then it must have been a good reason. Clearly, you did something. Mr. Vigil, it's time for you to break the seal and have you remember. Let me think. According to the few remaining records, the final execution that you supervised was on 17 June 10 years ago. And on that day, something very serious took place at Barclay Prison. The 17th of June. Was that the professor's execution? Professor's... As you were the chief warden at the time, it stands to reason that you would have been present throughout the proceedings. It does sound familiar, and yet that execution never took place. The convict, ostensibly executed earlier that day, later emerges from his grave. The convict came back to life? In the cemetery in the middle of the night, there was a witness. However, the witness claimed that the moment after he saw the convict clambering out of his grave, a gunshot rang out from over his shoulder, and the bullet pierced the professor's chest, killing him instantly. Those may have been the professor's actual last moment. Yes! Seeing as you were in charge of proceeding execution at the time, you must know the truth about what really happened. It's in your head, somewhere deep down. Well, Chief Warden Daley Vigil, I know there are memories in your head that can explain what happened on the 17th June 10 years ago. And now it's time for you to drag them up. Mr. Vigil? Yes, the whole prison. It was complete chaos. The prisoner escaped. He was killed in the cemetery. The shocking news ripped through Barclay like a hurricane. What?
Order! Do you mean to say, Mr. Vigil, that your memories have time and return?
It's like some floodgate had been opened. The images, the screams. Oh my goodness. The papers. There were reports, articles about a man who's seen a ghost. Yes, enough dribble.
But surely those reports were exaggerated.
There were traces at the scene. Traces of what? In Nogay Cemetery, at plot number 1139, blood. Blood out of blood. That's where the man was buried afterwards. Obviously, something terrible had happened there.
The depths of the conspiracy and depravity of which this tale is emerged are quite staggering.
I reviewed the police records from the time extensively. A thorough investigation was conducted by Scotland Yard to ascertain how the company managed to escape in the first place. And the conclusion reached by the investigating team was that a member of the prison staff must have been involved.
Are you suggesting that the prison was updated the man's bid for freedom?
Yes, and I was suspected of doing it, of using those mass murder execution as a way to help him escape. You did what? I remember now, the horror of all it coming back to me. One evening, a few days after the execution, some detectives came to the prison. I was called to the governor's office at the top of the watchtower.
Hello there. I'm sorry, Daley. This is a serious business, but I cannot help you now. As a true brother, you are responsible for overseeing the execution for her. Well, it seems that the files in the court are one. I have fulfilled 3 words with your brother now. You better pack your things, laddie. You to attend in person.
As soon as he told me that, my mind just went completely blank. And the next thing I knew, the professor, the most hated killer in our country's place. And I let him escape. I finished my life. It's over. Wait, did he really? Ow. Okay.
Order! Really, fetch the doctor at once. Constitution for today with immediate effect.
So, with Mr. Vigil's collapse, proceedings came to an abrupt end for the day. Once again overshadowed by the legacy of that notorious killer, appearing like a cursed ghost ship on a foggy ocean. Lord Van Zeeks, Mr. Vigil, Kazuma, and Gregson. All of them bound by invisible chains anchored to the same wreckage in the murky depths of the past. But the miraculous light that had been trying to cut through the gloom and shine on those tragic events was playing on the edges of the truth at last.
Okay, so to be continued. My God, this case. My God. Anyways, for those who are watching, this is Andrew. This is Andrew once again. If you like this video, give a like and subscribe, both Twitch and YouTube. But anyways, without further ado, this is Andrew, signing off. See you next time. Cause it recess.